Hello friends, welcome to WiFiStudy.com, one-stop destination for all competitive exam. Presents Union Budget 2017. So friends, in this video we are going to provide you Union Budget 2017 in English, and this video is very important for all of you guys because some questions will definitely going to cover from this part of the story, and you need to understand what is the budget and the different things which are launched in this budget. So friends, this is our vocab pen drive course. If you are weak in a vocab and not able to score good marks in a vocab, you can purchase this pen drive course, in which you will get 60 videos of 3000 words, and you will get a very short trick by which you will easily able to remember all the vocabs. And apart from it, you will get a meaning in Hindi, synonyms, example, images. And if you access this via vocab 24 app, you will get it for 97 rupees. And if you want in a 8 GB pen drive, you will get it 999. And if you have any query or you want to call, then you can use this number, that is 702-3333-675. So friends, if you want to prepare from the application mode, you can download our vocab 24 app, in which you will get a daily 10 new words from the Hindu editorial. Apart from it, you will get a practice test, translator, dictionary, so which definitely provide a strong point to your vocab. So friends, if you like this video, please subscribe us so that we can provide you more videos, more content for your upcoming exam. So friends, let's start from the Union Budget 2017. The main theme of this budget is transform, energize and clean. The main theme of this budget is transform, energize and clean. Okay, what is the meaning of transform? They want to turn from the cash to the cashless state. Okay, cash to cashless state. This is the meaning of transform. Energize, because of the demonetization effect, they want to provide the energy to the economy of the nation. That's why energize. And clean, they want to provide accountability for the every administration department, and they want to have a honesty in the government department. So that's why they want to have a clean department. So this is the main theme of the budget 2017, that is transform, energize and clean. And this budget was presented by the Finance Minister Arun Jaitley, and it was his fourth budget. Okay, and was broadly focused on 10 themes. Okay, it was broadly focused on 10 themes. First, the farming sector, second, the rural population, the youth, the poor and the underprivileged, healthcare, infrastructure, the financial sector for the stronger institution, speedy accountability, public services, prudent fiscal management, and tax administration for the honest. So these are the 10 themes, and we are going to cover each and every part of the story one by one. So let's see some of the highlights of about the demonetization, what the Finance Minister of ours said. Demonetization is expected to have a transient effect on the economy. So demonetization is expected to have a very short effect on the economy. Okay, and it will have a great impact on the economy and the lives of people. And on the longer side of the story, it will have a great impact on the economy and the lives of the people, and it is a bold and decisive measure that lead to the higher GDP growth, and the effect of the demonetization will not spill over to the next fiscal. So these are the few things that Finance Minister said about the demonetization. Now let's see further. Agriculture sector, sowing farmers should feel secure against the natural calamities. Okay, did something for the farmers too, as sum of rupees 10 lakh crore is allocated as a credit to farmers with 60 days interest waiver. 60 days interest waiver. Okay, you have to remember this. We will talk about the other things also, okay friends, which is important for you, and you have to remember that. NABARD fund will be increased to rupees 40,000 crore. Government will set up a mini labs in the Krishi Vigyan Kendras for the soil testing. Okay, a dedicated micro irrigation fund will be set up for NABARD with rupees 5,000 crore initial corpus, and irrigation corpus increased from the 20,000 crore to the 40,000 crore. Dairy processing infrastructure fund will be initially created with a corpus of rupees 2,000 crore. Insurance of the soil card has gained momentum, and a model law on contract farming will be prepared and shared with the state. Okay, so these are the few things about the agriculture sector. First, you need to remember that there is a 60 days interest waiver. Okay, this question may be asked in the upcoming exam, that how many days interest waiver is provided for the farmers. So it is 60 days. You need to remember first. Second, you need to remember is the sum of 10 lakh crore is allocated as a credit to farmers. Okay, sum of 10 lakh crore. Okay, this is the only two things that you need to remember from the agriculture sector. Now let's see to the rural population. The government targets to bring 1 crore household out of poverty by 2019. Okay, so the aim is 2019. During 2017 and 18, 5 lakh farm pounds will be taken up under the Manrega, and over rupees 3 lakh crore will be spent for rural India. Manrega to double farmers' income will take steps to ensure participation of women in the Manrega up to the 55%. Space technology will be used in a big way to ensure Manrega work. Okay, let's see another something or more. The government proposes to complete 1 crore houses for those without homes and allocate rupees 19,000 crore for Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana in 2017 and 18. The country well on a way to achieve 100% rural electrification by March 2018. And Swachh Bharat mission has made tremendous progress. Sanitation's coverage has grown up from 42 to 60% now. Okay, so these are the few things from the rural population. Firstly, you need to remember the government target to bring 1 crore household out of poverty by 2019. So, okay, so 2019 is their target to make the 1 crore household out of the poverty. Second, you need to remember is the steps will take to ensure participation of women in Manrega up to the 55%. Okay, they want to have a participation of women in the Manrega up to 55%. Okay. And few more things that you need to remember is 100% rural electrification by 2018. 2018 is the target. Okay. So, and sanitation increases from the 42 to 60% now. So, these are the few things that you need to remember. Now, let's see. For youth, what they have for the youth will introduce a system for measuring annual learning outcomes and come out with an innovation from the secondary education. Focus will be on 347 and educationally backward blocks, and the colleges will be identified based on the accreditations. And Skill India mission was launched to maximize potential. Will set up 100 India international centers across the country, and the courses on foreign languages will be introduced, and staff will take to create 5,000 PG seats per annum. Now let's see that what you need to remember is the firstly you need to remember they will set up 100 India international centers across the country for under the Skill India mission. Okay, under the Skill India mission they will open 100 India international centers. Second, you need to remember is 5,000 PG seats per annum they want to create. So this is the only two things that you need to remember from the youth section. Now another one for the poor and the underprivileged healthcare. Rupees 500 crore allocated for the Mahila Shakti Kendras. Under a national-wide scheme for the pregnant women, rupees 6,000 will be transferred to each person. Sum of rupees 184,632 crore allocated for the women and the children. Affordable housing will be given infrastructure status. Owing to the surplus liquidity, banks have started reducing lending rates for the housing. Okay. Now, elimination of tuberculosis by 2025 targeted. So, elimination of TB by 2025 targeted. Health sub-centers numbering 1.5 lakh will be transformed into the health wellness centers. Two new aims, one in Jharkhand and another in Gujarat. Will undertake structural transformation of the regulator framework for the medical education. Allocated for the scheduled caste 52,000 crore, and Aadhaar based smart card will be issued to the senior citizen to monitor health. Okay, so from this section, firstly you need to remember is 6,000 rupees will be transferred to the each person. Okay, under a national wide scheme for pregnant women, 6,000 rupees will be transferred to each person. 6,000 rupees. Okay, firstly you need to remember this. Second, elimination of TB. Okay, there is only one disease they talked about, and the elimination of TB by 2025. The target is 2025. Okay, and two new aims, one in Jharkhand and another in Gujarat, that you need to remember. Okay, so these are the few things that you need to remember from the poor and the underprivileged healthcare. Now, infrastructure and railways. A total allocation of 39,103.54 crore has been made for infrastructure. Total allocation for railways is rupees 131,000 crore, and no service charge on tickets booked through IRCTC. Raksha coach with a corpus of rupees 1 lakh crore for the 5 years for passenger safeties. Unmanned railway crossing will be eliminated by 2020. And 3500 kilometer of railway lines to be commissioned this year from 2800 kilometer last year. Okay, an SMS based, that is Clean My Coach service put on place. Coach Mitra facility will be introduced to register the all coach related complaints. So if you have any complaint, you can put your complaints into the Coach Mitra facility. And by 2019, all trains will have bio toilets, and 500 stations will be made for differently abled friendly people. Okay, so from the infrastructure and railways, what you need to remember is firstly there will be no charge if you book an online ticket via IRCTC. Okay, total allocation for railways, that is 131,000 crore. Unmanned railway crossing will be eliminated by 2020. Okay, that their target is 2020. That you need to remember. New railway lines, 3,500 kilometer of new railway lines to be commissioned this year. Okay, and bio toilets by 2019. Their target is 2019. All trains will have bio toilets. Okay, so these are the few things that you need to remember from the infrastructure and railways. And there is few more things about the railways, that railways to partner with the logistics players for front end and the back end solution for selected communities. Railway will offer competitive ticket booking facilities. 64,000 crore allocated for the highways. High-speed internet to be allocated to the 1,50,000 gram panchayat. New metro rail policy will be announced with the new modes of financing. Okay, so these are the few another things that you need to have a look, and you don't need to remember, okay, all these things. Now let's see the energy sector. There is nothing much about the energy sector. There is a strategy policy for the crude reservoirs will be set up, and rupees 1,26,000 crore received as energy production based investment. And trade infra export scheme will be launched by 17 and 18. Okay, so this is the few things from the energy sector. Now financial sector, FDI policy reforms. More than 90% of the FDI inflow are now automated. Okay, so there is a few reforms from the FDI policy, and more than 90% of the FDI inflow are now automated. Share of railways PSC, that is public sector enterprises like IRCTC, will be listed on the stock exchange. Bill on resolution of financial firms will be introduced in this session of Parliament. Foreign Investment Promotion Board will be abolished, and revised mechanism to ensure time-bounded listing of CPSEs. Okay, so these are the few things. 90%, more than 90% FDI inflows are now automated. This is the only thing that you need to remember. Computer emergency response team for the financial sector will be formed. Friends, this point is very important, that is Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana lending target fixed at rupees 2.44 lakh crore for 2017 and 18. Okay, this point is very important that you need to remember. And if you want to know about all the government schemes of NDA government in 2016, then you can watch our another video. Okay, in that video we covered all the schemes of the government which they launched in 2016. Okay, and what is this Mudra scheme? This scheme is for the MSMEs, and there are MSMEs, and in which there are 3 steps like Shishu Taran and another one, in which the government will provide a loan. Okay, in the first scheme they will provide a loan up to the 50,000 rupees, second 5 lakh rupees, and third stage 10 lakh rupees for the development of the MSMEs. Okay, so this is the Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, and the target is fixed at 2.44 lakh crore lending target. Digital India BHIM app will unleash mobile phone revolutions. The government will introduce 2 schemes to promote BHIM app, that is referral bonus for the users and cashback for the traders. And another one, that is Negotiable Instrument Act might be amended. Okay, this you need to understand. What is the meaning of this Negotiable Instrument Act? The meaning of the Negotiable Instrument Act is that like there are promising notes, bill of exchange, checks. Okay, negotiable instruments are money cash equivalents. These can be converted into the liquid cash subjected to the certain conditions, and it is very important for the economy in settlement of debts and claims. Okay, so there are different things like about the check and the bill of exchange. All these things are covered into the Negotiable Instrument Act, and it was made in 1881. That you need to remember. DBT tool LPG consumers. Chandigarh is kerosene free. 84 government schemes are on the DBT platform. Head post office as a central office for the rendering passport service. Easy online booking system for army and other defense personnel. For big time offences including economic offenders fleeing India, the government will introduce legislative change or introduce law to confiscate the assets of these people within the country. Okay, so there is a DBT, that is direct benefit transfer scheme to the LPG consumers. Chandigarh is kerosene free, and there are 84 more schemes are on the DBT platform. Okay, like direct benefit transfer scheme. And they want to make a head post office as a central office for the rendering passport service. And like for the Vijay Mallya kind of person, there is a big time offences including economic offender fleeing India. The government will introduce legislative change or introduce law to confiscate the assets of these people within the country. So these are the few things from that you need to remember from the financial sector. Okay, as I told you before. Now let's see the fiscal situation. Total expenditure is rupees 21,47,000 crore. And plan and non-plan expenditure to be abolished. Focus will be on the capital expenditure. Okay, what capital expenditure? They want to make assets, they want to buy land and all these things, which will be 25.4%. 3,000 crore under the Department of Economic Affairs for implementing the budget announcement. Expenditure from the science and technology is rupees 37,435 crore, which is very less as compared to China and other developing countries. Okay, total resources transferred to the state and union territories is rupees 4.11 lakh crore, and recommended 3% fiscal deficit for 3 years with a deviation of 0.5% of the GDP. Revenue deficit is 1.9%. Fiscal deficit of 2017-18 pegged at 3.2% of the GDP will remain committed to the achieving 3% in the next year. Okay, so these are the few things that from the fiscal situation. Firstly, you need to remember the total expenditure of the government. Second, capital expenditure, that is 25.4%. Okay, third, 3% fiscal deficit for the 3 years with a deviation of 0.5% of the GDP. What is the meaning of fiscal deficit? Total expenditure minus total revenue. Okay, revenue deficit is 1.9% and the fiscal deficit of 17-18, that is 3.2% of the GDP. Okay, and remain committed to the achieving 3% the next year. So this is the few things which are very, very important for your exam. Now let's see the funding of political parties. The maximum amount of cash donation for a political party will be rupees 2000 for any one source. Okay, so only 2000 rupees can be donated by cash medium. Political parties will be entitled to receive donation by check or digital mode from donors. An amendment is being proposed to the RBI Act to enable issuance of electoral bonds. A donor can purchase these bonds from bank or post office through check or digital transaction. They can be redeemed only by the registered political parties. Okay, so the only thing that you need to remember is 2000 rupees. Okay, a maximum amount of cash donation for a political party will be 2000 rupees from any one source. Now for the defense sector get an allocation of rupees 2,74,114 crore rupees. And for the tax proposals, India tax to GDP ratio is not favorable, and out of the 13.14 lakh registered companies, only 5.97 lakh firms have filed return for the 16 and 17. Proportion of direct tax to indirect tax is not optimal. Individual numbering 1.95 crore showed an income between 2.5 lakh to 5 lakh. Out of 76 lakh individual assessors declaring income more than 5 lakh, that is 56 lakhs are salaried. Okay, so out of the 76 lakh people, okay, who have an income more than the 5 lakh per annum, 56 lakhs are salaried. Only 1.95 crore people in the country who has a income more than 2.5 lakh and between 5 lakh, 2.5 lakh to 5 lakh. Only 1.72 lakh people showed income of more than 50 lakhs a year, 50 lakh a year. Okay. And between November 8 to December 30, deposits ranging from 2 lakh to 80 lakh were made in a 1.09 crore accounts. Okay, net tax revenue of the 13-14 was 11.38 lakh crore. Out of the 76 individual declaring income more than 5 lakh, 56 lakhs are salaried, as we talked before also. Okay, so these are the few things from the tax proposals. Rate of growth of the advanced tax. So what is this advanced tax? If you come into the tax liabilities up to the 10,000 or more, then income tax paid should be paid in advance. That is the pay as you earn tax. Okay, this tax is known as the pay as you earn tax. Okay, that you need to pay the tax in installments. Okay, don't need to give the tax at the end of the year. You have to give the tax in the installments. Okay. So the rate of the growth of the advanced tax in the personal IT is 34.8%, the last 3 quarters of it this financial year. Okay, so there is a rate of growth for the advanced tax is 34.8%. Holding period for a long-term capital gain lowered at 2 years. Proposal to have a carry forward of MAT, that is minimum alternative tax. Okay, minimum alternative tax for 15 years. So what is this minimum alternative tax? Under the Company Act, okay, under the Company Act shall have to pay a MAT at 18.5% in respective of its taxable income. So a company which is registered under the Company Act have to pay 18.5% tax. Doesn't matter what their taxable income is. Okay, so 18.5% of book profit. And capital gain tax to be exempted for personals holding land from which land was pooled for creation of the state capital of Andhra Pradesh. Okay, so capital gain tax to be exempted. So those people who who provided their land for the Amravati don't need to give their tax. Under the corporate tax, in order to make MSMEs companies more viable, there is a proposal to reduce tax for small companies with a turnover of rupees 50 crore to 25%, and about 65 lakh companies fall into this category, and 96% of the companies to get this benefit. Okay, so previously it was 30%. Up to the 50 crore, the tax was 30%, and right now they reduces to the 25%. Okay, The government proposes to reduce basic custom duty for LNG to 2.5% from 5%. So what is the LNG? That is liquefied natural gas, okay, which was made by the methane and ethane, that is CH4 and C2H6. To reduce basic custom duty for LNG to 2.5 from 5. The Income Tax Act to be amended to ensure that no transaction above 3 lakh is permitted in cash. The limit of cash donation by charitable trust is reduced to 2,000 from rupees 10,000, and net revenue loss in direct tax could be rupees 20,000 crore. Okay, so from these things that what you need to remember is, firstly you need to remember is the rate of growth of the advance tax in personal IT is 34.8%. Okay, firstly you need to remember this point, and this point, proposal to carry forward of MAT for 15 years. Third, this up to the 50 crore MSMEs, the tax they have to give is 25%. Another one, this point, that the government proposes to reduce the basic custom duty for LNG to 2.5% from 5%. And this is also another important thing. The limit of cash donation by the charitable trust is reduced to rupees 2,000 from rupees 10,000. Okay, so these are the few things that you need to remember from the tax proposals. Now let's see the personal income tax. Existing rate of the tax for individual between rupees 2.5 lakh to 5 lakh is reduced to 5% from 10%. Okay, that this is the important thing that you need to remember. All other categories of taxpayers in the subsequent brackets will get a benefit of rupees 12,500. This is another important. Simple one-page return for people with an annual income of rupees 5 lakh other than business income. People filing IT returns for the first time will not come under any government scrutiny, and 10% surcharge on individual income above 50 lakh to 1 crore to make up rupees 15,000 crore loss due to the cut in the personal IT rate, and 15% surcharge on individual income above 1 crore to remain. So this you need to remember, between 50 lakh to 1 crore individual income, 10% surcharge they need to give, and above 1 crore they need to give 15% surcharge. Okay, this you need to remember. And friends, if you are not subscribed our channel till now, then click on this logo to subscribe our YouTube channel for daily videos and for daily newspaper editorials, vocabs and quiz. Download Vocab24 app now. And if you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to like and share this video with your friends and give your feedback while commenting on this video. So friends, thank you and all the best for upcoming exam. Hope you like this video.